Just let me do my thing. This is Chat 62. I am the Terminal Lance Corporal Eric Monarca. This is Terminal Lance Corporal Martin Almanza, Corporal Kevin Lopez, as well as our guest of honor. Let me go ahead and give him a proper intro. My guest today has been through hell and back. He stood at death's door and told death not today. This man is a fighter. His can-do attitude helped him face many trials and tribulations. And today he's still standing. Sergeant Jeremiah Ramsey, it is a privilege and honor to have you as our guest today.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I mean, we all have a story to share and a place and something to do to share with the other crew members that didn't get a chance to, share their story or had something they wanted to share or get off their chest. And now it's just my turn.
And maybe inspire others to do the same,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Most definitely.
I'm happy to see you. It's been ages since I have seen you. I think when I got out in 2002, I think that had to be the last time I had to say my goodbye. So it's been a while.
It's been a while for everybody.
Yeah, it has.
I've seen Lopez. I've seen a bunch of different people since being out.
Have you?
Yeah. There's a couple more that live in Kentucky that work. Paul Stringer, he works at the VA hospital in UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Over in orders. He lives in Kentucky and he works down at UK. And the VA hospital is like a joint, the first half of the building is UK, and then the second half of it is VA. So he's in between that building all the time.
UK meaning like British?
No, like the University of Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was like, man, we got the British Marines there too. Shit. No, okay, UK University of Kentucky. My bad.
I thought the same thing.
He works there.
Wow, that is really cool. Yeah, I know. Stringer has a son in the Marine Corps, right?
Yes.
I believe so.
Very cool. If we can reach out to even one person with our message, then we know we've done our duty. Everyone has a story, and we want to hear yours. Sergeant Ramsey, what was your childhood like?
Well, I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, born and raised.
Where you spent most of your days?
Huh?
Where you spent most of your days? I'm sorry, I had to.
Yeah. I mean, but actually, with that basketball court where they show him playing basketball, when my aunt had a house that lived right around. I could step on her porch and look to the right, and I could see that basketball court.
No way.
Yeah. So I played basketball on that court one time.
That's cool.
But it was scary. It was scary. It was like I was probably like maybe 15 or 16 when I got a chance to play over there because at that point it already started getting bad. So it was like, be careful when you go out there because, we don't know those people and, they did a lot of drugs and stuff like that out there. So be careful when you go out there.
Wow.
But all I wanted to do was just play basketball. I don't really care about all that extra stuff. I just wanted to play ball and showcase some of my skills.
And that's one thing I was telling Eric earlier. I was like, I remember always playing basketball, with you, when we would always play basketball till late at night or during lunch and that was always like a highlight because we would always get back. And I think we were like roommates next to each other too, if I wasn't mistaken, at some given point.
A couple of doors over, and it was just me and Burton, and I was just like, and then I had Anderson, and I forget his other roommate right next to him. He was from Georgia. I can't think of his name. I've talked to him too.
Anderson. Yeah, I remember Anderson, man. Anderson. What a name. Yeah.
I don't. That must have been after my time.
No, he was there.
No, Anderson. Yeah. You remember Anderson?
You remember Anderson?
Orders. Big Anderson.
Big Anderson.
Oh yeah. I remember him now.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, what a name. I haven't heard that name in a while, so that's a memory right there.
That guy right there was one for the ages, man.
Right, him and Burton.
Especially Burton. I mean, I even got a chance to see Burton before I got out. He came back and he was a retread. Lance Corporal Burton, that I in 29 Palms is where I retired from.
Wow. Okay.
Like, you got to be. I seen him walking down the street with a 12 pack. I seen the walk. I was like, it cannot be him, man. It cannot be him. So I like rolled down my window. I was like, Lance Corporal Burton. He like turned around. He was freaked out. He said, no way. I was like, it cannot be you, man. You was making six figures, building computers and different things like that after learning from Hoffa. So I'm like, why are you here again? He's like, he got
Oh man, that sucks.
Killed me with that. Like I told you before, Eric, like that one time at Snedeker's house for that 96 and 2000 for Labor Day weekend. That weekend, that's what started that.
And I think it was probably that because Snedeker got out before I did. So it had to have been either Memorial Day or 4th of July.
It was Memorial.
Okay.
That weekend. And then once he came back within like another week, Snedeker was gone. And then at that time, Johnny D was taking over. And then not long after that, he was gone.
Snedeker's a doctor now, too.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And,
I know his brother was a doctor. And during that 96, he paid us to move him from Lake Havasu down to Phoenix. I think he gave us each like $500.
Oh, shit.
I mean, they gave him like almost $100,000 just to move from down there to Phoenix. And he was like, if you guys move me, I'll give you guys each $500.
That was chump change for him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he didn't care. And those guys, they were, I was like, I'll drive because they had already started drinking, but they were the muscle, and we just moved everything quickly and fast.
Wow. That's so cool.
So let's go back and go touch on your childhood. Okay. All right, so you grew up in Philly.
I mean, childhood for me, I mean, I'm one of 8 children. There's 4 older and 3 younger, and everybody's still living except one of my older brothers. He died like maybe 3 months after he was born. So he passed like maybe he's born in 70. So he died. He was born December 13th, 1970, and he died like March of 71 or something like that.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
So him, my brother, and my dad are all named Daniel. My dad is Daniel Dwayne Ramsey, and their names are Daniel or Dwayne Daniel Ramseys. So it's 2 Daniel or Dwayne Ramseys, and then you have Daniel Dwayne Ramsey. So it's like, why would you name one kid one name and then have another son and then name him the same? I was like, it's just weird.
Mexicans do that too. Yeah, I don't know why.
At the same time, like I said, it's 4 boys and 4 girls.
Wow. So that was a busy household, huh?
Huh?
That was a busy household.
It was. And at the same time, we lived in a 7-bedroom house with 1 bathroom.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
It was a 3-story house. And like finally, I took my wife to see the house, and it's completely remodeled now. But before, I mean, the way that my brother, he had it redone, it was wired for a 1-bedroom apartment.
Wow.
So he had to redo the entire house from top to bottom. There was like 12-foot floors, ceilings, but now, they're, more modest and you can touch the floors. But back then, we would try to bet to see who can touch the ceiling, who had the most bunnies in their legs and jump and see who can touch the ceiling. But now it's easier than it was before. They wanted
to see who could get more air.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I finally got it when I was like 10, 11. I finally got a chance to start touching it. And now it's just like, it's easy. Yeah, we grew up in Philly. My grandfather passed when I was 3 years old, and he bought us a dog from Germany, an actual real German Shepherd. They named him Rambo. Mm-hmm. And my dad, not knowing that he was on drugs, and I didn't know until like later on, but they fed him gunpowder. So this dog would just do whatever you didn't want him to do. So if you didn't want him to do something, you best not say it because he would just straight do it.
Oh, my God. And he ate gunpowder.
They put it in his food. He destroyed it, and it ate up his brain. So at any given moment, you tell him to do certain things, he would just do it.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
I mean, he would chew people apart. He almost took the mailman's hand off because we had got a new mailman before that happened. And usually they just put it in his mouth and he'd just run it back in the house and give it to my grandma. But the new mailman gave it to him. He was pulling it back, putting it in his mouth, pulling it back. And the dog's like, what are you doing? And he ripped his arm off or ripped his hand almost off.
Oh, my God.
So, as my uncle was a cop, when they came to come take the dog, he's like, put the stuff away. I'll bring the dog out. And they took the dog from us. And that kind of messed me up. Like, I lost my best friend, even though that dog was crazy.
That's traumatizing on a kid, seeing, especially, man's best friend.
Yeah.
Get taken away. I mean, no matter the circumstance, poor thing.
Anytime I would get in a fight, I'd be like, stay right here. I'll be right back. And they'd be like, oh, he going to get Rambo. You better get out of the park. I'm telling you, don't stay here. He's going to get Rambo. And they knew exactly what I was going to do.
Dude, that'd have been awesome. You could put like a red bandana around him. And...
Well, he had like some type of something on his neck that my grandma had flowers on him. So everybody thought he was like a sissy dog. But, I mean, he's not like Pumbaa there, but
right. Baby Pumbaa.
Oh, he heard his name.
Like, don't stay in the park because he's going to get Rambo. I'll be right back. And we live right on the corner, right across the street from the park. So good luck to you. You stay here.
Oh man, you mentioned when we talked on Monday that you were into cars early on, right?
Yeah.
How old were you?
Maybe 7.
That early? Oh wow.
And I got my first car when I was 11.
What? That's cool.
Yeah, I bought it from my dad for $50.
Nice.
What kind of car?
It was an '86 Corolla.
Nice. Okay.
That's a good car.
Yeah.
It needed brakes, and I learned how to drive when it was a Standard. That was my first car. First time I learned how to drive. And he's like, my dad was like, if you can drive a Standard, you can drive anything.
Wow. I know.
So
I wish I could. I don't even know how to drive fucking stick, so I'd fucking grind
that's
the
like
fuck
one
out
of
of
the
those
best
gears.
things. And I remember one time Lopez, he must have thought I was just playing. He's like, do you know how to drive Standard? I was like, bro, you sold me your motorcycle. And I was driving his Honda Civic from Indianapolis up to Chicago when he moved up there for work. And he took the U-Haul, and he's like, wait, do you know how to drive a Standard? And I was like, yeah. He's like,
so cool.
Matter of fact, don't even answer that question. Say, hey, T'Challa, big guy.
Oh, T'Challa, look at him. Oh, beautiful. And he's a mix, right?
Yes, he's half pit bull, half German Shepherd.
Oh, beautiful puppy.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him.
He's a big dog.
Look
Don't
at
be shy. Look at the crew.
Hi, T'Challa. Hi.
You want to get yours? No.
No, I just motherfuckers that run all over the fucking place.
Pumbaa. He sees Pumbaa. He's like, what is that? You can't hang with that big dog, buddy. I know. All right, I'll let you go. Go ahead.
So fast forward.
I've always loved animals. Always loved, tinkering with cars. And now that I'm doing it for sure for school, for class. And I also I've seen, most of my family was in the military as well, like the Marines, or not Marines, but in the Army. So that was one place that was always, embedded. Eventually, one day I was going to go.
So you already knew because of the family dynamic, it was going to lead you to some sort of military service.
Yes. I had 2 uncles that passed in Vietnam, and I had the last cousin. She got out in 94, and then I came in right after that.
And you mentioned your grandmother was a commander.
My son's grandmother.
Oh, your son's grandmother.
My ex-wife. She was a commander at down in San Diego.
Really?
And now
Okay.
she's an aide to one of the generals on Camp Pendleton.
Wow.
And she was in for 27 years.
So your family has a lot of history, military history.
As well. That's why my older 2 sons, they went in as Navy not long ago. The next year oldest just graduated in May of this year. And then 2 years ago, my oldest graduated.
And now that he's in the Navy. Right.
He'll be done with college in May of next year, and then he'll be a full-fledged officer in the Navy. He'll owe them 8 years. Wow. And then in 2025, the one that just finished his basic and everything for where he's going to this year in May in 2025, he'll be full-fledged in the Navy, and then he'll owe them 8 years or however long he stays in.
Wow, that's something definitely to be proud of.
Wow.
Yeah, if I can just get my youngest to do something, then I'll be good.
The 16-year-old, right?
Yeah, he wants no part of none of that.
Yeah, my son's the same exact way. He's like, nope, my wife already embedded in his head, no, you don't need the military. It's not a bad thing, it's not. If you really look at it.
I try to tell as many people and a lot of people, they always say, well, I'm not fighting no white man's war. I'm like, what the hell does that even mean?
Right? That's what
I tell my nephews. They've had the point. They wanted to go, and they seen how it was, and they's like, well, you've done so many things. You've been to so many different countries, and I went to 23 other countries while I was in. So I'm like, you could do what I did. I was like, and I could pick an MOS for you where you would never have to deploy.
right. Yeah, because those are out there.
Yeah, there is.
And I was like, they need those pogues, and you are definitely one of those. You would fit right in that description.
There's my dog right there. Fucking Aussie.
So basically, like, since you already had the mind that you were, and basically the heart that you were going to join at this given point at a young age, how How old were you when you enlisted? Like, do you remember the date?
It was June 2nd, 98.
June 2nd of 1998. Okay.
I was ready.
One moment. Let's just backtrack a little bit. And I think I may have missed this. But what motivated you to join the Marine Corps?
Well, family.
Was it that lineage?
I seen the Marines that came to the school one day, and I seen the uniform, and I like what they were wearing. I like what I was seeing, and like the guy, he had all the ladies over there talking to him. Like none of them went, but they just wanted to talk to the guy just because he had the uniform on. I was like, well, I don't know, but I don't have the body like he has. I don't know what he does, if he works out or whatever the case may be. I used to play football, and I played basketball, and I ran track, but I was like, I still want the uniform. If nothing more, I can, walk around in that. So I decided to just go over and just talk to him. And then he was just like, what are your interests? And then I told him about my, family that went into the military, and they were all in the Army. And he's like, well, let's just change that. Let's just bring you over to the Marines, and then you have something to one up everybody else.
That's
right. I was
right.
like, what do you think about that? And I was like, what do I need to do? He's like, we just got to get you to do the ASVAB. I was like, I just got finished with that. Like maybe 20, 30 minutes before I got a chance to come over and talk to you. He's like, I'm going to talk to the guidance council, see if I can get a chance to see what that score is. And then, you give me your name, your number, or your address, and I can come by the house, and we can sit down and we can talk about it. And within 3 days, he came to the house, and we sat down and we talked about it. I was like, I'm ready. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
That was it, huh?
Oh, man.
That was it. He's like, well, you can travel. And when he said travel, that was enough for me. I didn't care about anything else but travel. I wanted to see different things. Because some of my family members, they all stayed local. They didn't want to travel besides those ones that passed away in Vietnam. They traveled. And, of course, they made the ultimate sacrifice and never came back. But the other ones, younger ones that left, that came after them, they was like seeing how that happened, and none of them wanted to travel ever again. So they never did. And most of they did was stuff inside the United States. And I was like, I don't want that. I can do that anytime. I can travel. I can jump in a car and go here or there, Florida, Georgia, and see other family members. I want to travel.
So what kept you going during that depping in, from the minute you made your decision, you're going to dep in, like, what kept you going? Did you need any like extra motivation to keep you going, or you knew?
No, I was ready to go. I wanted to be there. I wanted to see what was going to happen. I knew about Camp Lejeune. I didn't know about Cherry Point. I knew about, some of the, like the Army bases and stuff like that, and the Air Force bases within, North Carolina, because that's where I listed at. But when I heard about California, I was like, I always wanted to go to California. I want to see what it's like. Everybody keep talking. We see stuff on like Baywatch and different things on TV. I'm like, I want to see what it's like through my eyes. Mm-hmm. And like my favorite rapper was Tupac, and he died before I got there. But at the same time, I wanted to see this. I actually switched orders with the Marine that had orders to Camp Pendleton. I had orders to Camp Lejeune. We switched orders. I had 3 days to be to Camp Pendleton to 62 area. He had 10 days to check in Camp Johnson. So we switched. We went to the sergeant major. He's like, well, if you take his orders, you got 3 days to be to California. He's got 10 days to check into your unit. I was like, I'm ready, sergeant major. He's like, well, if you're truly ready, I'll make that change. I'll go in here and I'll tell the commanding officer, and I'll make that change.
Wow.
We looked at each other, and I said, I'm ready. He's like, because he had met a girlfriend there at the base. That's why he wanted to stay. I really didn't have anything. I just wanted to go to California. And I heard California. I was like, I want it.
You wanted to parade around those blues right there in San Clemente or Oceanside, huh?
Not really. I just wanted to go to California. I wanted to see different things. And even when I got there, every weekend after I got my first car on Father's Day, every weekend I went to a different city in California.
Nice.
A lot of people didn't know that. Every weekend I went to a different city.
That's the way to do it.
And if I may say something, that's when I met Jeremiah Ramsey. We were at a class there was two classes, a PCC 8 and a PCC 8A, known as PCC 8 Alpha. So ever since then, the name stuck. So I call him 8 Alpha. He kind of calls me 8 Alpha too. So pretty awesome. I just wanted to say that. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's okay. So you guys had two different admin classes going on at the same time.
Because the class was so big, they had to split it up.
Dang.
But we were all in the same time frame. Mm-hmm. Did everything the same. They just had two different classes because there was so many that picked up that quick.
Wow.
Wow, look at that. So yeah, basically, what were you thinking like when you were leaving? Like it was the day had come. You were gonna fly out and then start boot camp. But basically, what were you thinking? What was on your mind during that ride? Basically, a plane ride, right? So for you,
I was nervous. I was like, I don't know what to expect because like I didn't get a chance to do some of the things like we're leading up to boot camp, where a lot of people had like on the weekends they got a chance to
The pulley functions. Right.
With some of those functions where they what's like the recruiter with some of the other guys that were going in and they did different things. I didn't get a chance to do those things because at that point my mom was kind of sick, and even though I had others and I have younger siblings and older siblings, the older siblings were gone, so I was still working a little bit to try to help her as best I could. So before I leave, she was in a better place than where I was going to leave her at.
so what were you doing before you left?
I was working at McDonald's. I was a swing shift manager, so I would do double shifts every Friday night and Saturday night. I would go in 3 p.m. and leave 7 a.m. the next day.
How old were you when you left?
18.
So right after high school.
I had just graduated and I just got the diploma, and then within 2 weeks I was gone. I didn't have no chance. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put you in a position, Mom, to be able to do whatever you can with the siblings and everybody, and after that, I'm out. I have to make my stance on wherever I'm going to be for the rest of, this is the path that I chose. Everybody else, that's older than me, they had options, they have chances, choices to do whatever they want to do. This is the choice that I made, so I'm going with my choice. And at first she was like, she was with it, but then she was like, well, you could get killed like my brother did. I'm like, well, I'm not your brother. I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen. And they were at war at that point. We're not at war. None of that stuff is happening. So I don't see anything happening. We're good to go. So I'm just ready to go. They're coming to pick me up, and I got to be at a certain point, and then that's going to be the last time you guys see me for a while.
So you arrive, you see a drill instructor arrive on that bus. What's
They tell you to get off your fucking bus. Tell them to get off my fucking bus.
What's going through your head?
I was scared. I had to pee the whole time.
Oh shit!
I mean, we took a bus from Rocky Mount, North Carolina to South Carolina, which is not that far. I think it was like maybe 6 or 7 hours on a bus. Wow, it was like maybe 15 of us from that area that went.
That's a lot.
And I played basketball against some of those guys, so I knew them that way. I was like, well, I've beaten you guys a couple different times, and I'll beat you at this too. Just don't let this just because we're going to boot camp. This is, even though we're together, we're still going to be individually as well, because we all have to do a PFT and things of that nature. And if you can't do a certain point, just like the recruiter told us, if your scores or initially aren't where it needs to be, you can get recycled. You can get to the point they can push you back or kick you out. Mm-hmm. So we always had that in the back of our mind. I was like, I got to do at least, I could do at least 18 pull-ups, 100 crunches, and my run time was the only thing that was on my mind, because I was not a good runner, even though I did cross-country, football, and basketball, but those are like short runs. So I was like, I don't know how I'm doing the run. It's hot down there. It's hotter than snake balls. So I'm like, I don't know what this like on this petition, when we're doing stuff down here.
Yeah, it was during the summer, so I hear horror stories about, South Carolina over there.
Yeah, and I think you're our first Parris Island Marine.
Yeah,
that's on the podcast. So
yeah, and like those sand fleas are real, man. I know, I feel what dogs go through.
Yeah, we heard a lot about that.
A lot of people were like losing their minds. So they made us stand out there in those yellow footprints for a while, because people were just not adhering to what we needed to do. So we were just out there just standing. They were like in your ear, and they was like, if you move, we'll stay out here longer.
Oh man.
I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I got to pee. What are we going to do? And you had females that showed up too. So we're all out there. They didn't care. They was like, you're all recruits. Whether you're female, male, they didn't really care. They put you all together. And then once we finally got inside the building, they split us up, and females go one side and all males go one side.
So what was it like when you finally stepped on those yellow footprints? Do you remember the speech that they gave you, or any semblance of that speech, any little tidbits of it?
Yeah, they was telling us, now you leave your old life behind. Whatever you used to do, whatever you were into beforehand, that's done. Once you come here, once you step on these footprints, you belong to a different brand, a different, group, a different loyalty. and we're going to change you to somebody else. So whether you want to, accept the challenge and stay here, or you can get back on a bus and they can take you back. And there were some people that actually got off the footprints and got back on the bus. That very same night.
They actually let them do that.
They let him do that.
Wow.
Because you had people that were scared, people that were crying. One guy was asking for his mom, and I think he was like 30-some years old. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man.
Wow.
I was like, it's not that bad. It's like, and he was from Alaska, so I don't know what his life was like at that point, but to be 33 years old, he was not feeling it.
He just changed his mind right then and there. Wow.
He was like, I'm good. I didn't want to come all the way down here. I said, I don't care. I'm ready.
It was a nice little plane ride. You could send me back.
Yeah. He's like, I want out. They sent him back. He got back on the bus and he left.
And what day did you step on the yellow footprints?
It was like June or July the 10th or something like that.
What year?
But we didn't have enough people to make up a full class yet. So we were just like working party until we got enough people.
So it was just you. It was just the 15 of you that got there. At that point, you were still waiting.
It was like maybe a total of 40-some people.
Wow.
But then, like within a week and a half, now we had 125. Now we started to get into rhythm and get everything going.
So you were there a week and a half, just a working party.
We pretty much just did everything. I mean, we did working party all day long, every day. Still had to get up at 05 and go out and just do shit detail all day long.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds about right.
It does.
Opening up, boxes of uniforms. So like when the people do get there, we had to stack all that stuff and get it all nice and neat. And if it wasn't neat, they'd tear it down and make us do it all over again. I was like, you got to be, I'm like in my mind, like, what the hell? What? And this is what I signed up for.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, I'm thinking that we're going to get down here, we're going to get started. But like I said, we didn't have enough people because a lot of people left. That night that people got there, a lot of people turned around and was like, I'm not built. No, I'm not built for this.
That's weird.
And they left.
I thought by that point there was really no.
Yeah. I thought it was the point of no return.
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Wow. Well, I didn't know
they
that.
gave them options.
So what was the boot camp experience like for you after you finally had enough recruits?
It was fun for first couple of days and during drill, but then I found out I had sickle cell. I didn't know that.
Oh, shit.
So one day we were drilling, and then I got really, really heated, and then all of a sudden they was like, get online, and I was like kind of dazed out of it, and blood just poured out my nose, and I just passed out right there on the floor.
Wow. Okay.
They thought I was dead. Some of the recruits that was in my class, they thought I was dead. I thought I was dead because I just passed out. Next thing I wake up in a hospital in a tank or a tub full of ice water. They're like, you're extremely hot. We need to cool your body off.
Oh my
So
and I stayed there for 3 days.
Sickle cell. What is? I think I've heard of it. Have you heard of it?
Sickle cell anemia?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know I had it. So somebody from my mom's side had the trait. She had of it, or half of it, and my dad's side had half of it. And then I got the full when they came together.
Oh, man.
Yep.
So did that put it?
It's still a problem right now to this day. Like it still bothers me, but I still keep it make things happen.
Did that?
I'm hurting every day for whatever reason. My wife being a nurse, and she's trying to explain to me all these different things that are happening and why they're happening. I just thought that was just how life is. Like that's always been for me. That's how my body or how everything's always been for me. So I never really put a whole lot of emphasis on it and just go with the flow, even though it does hurt some nights. Like some days after we should do some of those hikes where we do like and 29 or up at 62 area where we start that Friday at like 7:00 and end on Saturday the next day about noon.
Yeah.
Those things hurt. My body was destroyed, but I went with it. I was like, this is what I signed up for. This is going to make me stronger in the end.
So they discovered that you had sickle cell anemia while you're in boot camp. What happened after that? Did they give you some kind of treatment and you just continue to move forward?
They gave me some medication.
Motrin. No, I'm kidding.
Emotion and water.
They gave me that too because they think that's what the way that they do. But they gave me medication, and they stayed in like the drill instructor's hut. So every morning before Reveille, I would have to go and knock on the drill instructor's hut. So sometimes I would take the last fire watch so I can get that before everybody else saw me get that medication. And they would give me like some juice or something like that, stuff that we shouldn't have. But it's like, but for you, you have to have it, or you could potentially die out here, and that will be on us because we knew you had it, and we didn't prepare for you to get the medication or the nutrients that you needed. So they would have that stuff prior to Reveille when everybody else got up, and I would take those things.
Wow.
Wow.
How was the rest of boot camp after you were on medication? It still hurt at some points. I still got really, really hot, and some days I'd be feeling like I'm about to pass out. But I kept going. I found a way to keep going.
Well, aside
if
from
I
that,
was really, really tired or about to pass out, I wouldn't sit down anywhere. I would just stand up. So I figured if I sit down, I'm probably not going to get up. And that sickle cell was setting in my bones somewhere so bad, I wasn't going to get up. So I would just sit down or stand up or go prop on something. A lot of times I would get thrashed by the drill sergeant because they see me propped up on a wall or somewhere standing. And he's like, no, sir. Quarterdeck now. Go. Blouse off, get on the quarterdeck. Like, I don't know why you thought you could just stand on something while everybody else, gets, sitting down or whatever the case may be. And you was just, they thought I was just using that as, one of the other drill instructors that probably didn't know what was going on. But then eventually they, some of the other drill instructors let them know. And then, they would kind of back off a little bit, but they still would thrash me, but not as bad as they did before. They knew what was going on.
and the weather's no joke over there, especially during summer months. So it's like,
It's hot as hell, man.
I was in North Carolina for the winter, and I thought that was brutal. I felt like ice, was penetrating through my hands, and I was like, I would hear horror stories about what summer would be like, and I'll be like, no, I don't think I could handle that.
Yeah, summer was a bitch out there. I was in Camp Johnson during the summer. Oof. I had never sweat through my clothes the way I did during that summer.
Hot. That humidity is like 100%. You're going to feel all of it.
Oh yeah.
In the wintertime, it's extra cold. You may not get a whole lot of snow every now and then, but it's like bone chilling cold.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
And now it's even worse for me because I have 8 pins in the left foot, 1 screw in the right foot, and I have about 8 wires in my chest from where they cut me open. But I love it. I love the cold.
So what was a crucible like in Parris Island? On Parris Island, in Parris Island.
That's true. Yeah, right. Because
it was long, man. Like I think out of that whole 52 and a half hours or whatever we got, I think I got 45 minutes of sleep, and it was not all together. Like sometimes I got 2 minutes, sometimes I got 45 seconds. I mean, they kept you moving the whole time. And whenever they did night hikes, only the leader or whoever was like running the hikes had a flashlight, and he would only flash when he would turn which way or whatever the case may be. And if you missed the flash, you ran into a tree. And a lot of people hit trees.
Oh shit.
I mean, they went in the woods, man. It was deep. Or if it wasn't in the woods, they went over like a little embankment, like a little
the berms, right?
And all of a sudden you find yourself in half of a river. Like, what the
Oh my
like
God.
We went through the same thing during the day when we did our crucible stuff, but at night for when you did those night hikes, if you didn't remember or you didn't see that flash, you're done. A lot of people got hurt because of not looking at that. So I would try to stay as close as that man or whoever that was in front as I possibly could.
It's smart, very smart.
I was like, because if you're too far back and you don't see the flash where it turns, you're done. And then they walking you through like different parts that have like sticky bras, and you walk in one of them and you walk into one that just wraps your whole body up. You get cut up, man. It hurts.
Yeah, that quercetin wire is no freaking joke, man.
No. So I was like, yeah, I got to figure out. I got to stay close.
Yeah. So you're done with the crucible. You get handed the Eagle Globe and Anchor. What's going through your head?
I was like, it's over, man. Like, I'm done. I was like, maybe I can get some sleep now because I was so tired. And I think I peed on myself twice because we couldn't stop. And there was nowhere for you to go to use the bathroom. So a lot of people were doing that on themselves. I was like, first thing that was running through my mind was like, I want to sleep and I want to take a shower. I smelled like, 8 cans of shark shit. So that's always running through my name. It's like, well, we're going to have a warrior's breakfast. I'm like, I don't even want food. I want sleep. Can I, trade the sleep for the food? He's like, no, everybody has to go to do the warrior's breakfast. Because like where we were, we had to do a hike back, and it was like 8.5, 9 miles from where we were when we got the EGA. I'm like, you got to be shitting me, man. I'm like, we walked so far out, did all this stuff, and now we got to walk all the way back. And then as soon as we got there, we had to get in formation and put our packs in perfect aligned in formation, and then go inside and eat.
And then
I can care less about the food, man. I think I went in. I had like a half a bite of waffle, like a scoop of eggs, and a sip of like some juice, and then I left. He was like, "You have to eat, and then after that, you can go back to the squad bay and do whatever you got to do." So I just did that to do whatever I could, and I got out of it, and I went straight back and took a shower, and I went to sleep.
God forbid you were the Marine that would overeat and then still had to hike back the 8-9 miles.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was a lot of those guys throwing up.
Ate something and went straight back to the squad bay and just went to sleep. Man, I was tired.
Wow. What was MCT like for you?
MCT was cold. Because again, when we got there, we had to wait. Because the class, it was not, like I said, that's where 8 Alpha and 8 had come from, because there was some people that were like a class that just got there, but then they had so many people like myself and Lopez coming. It was so many of us coming. Burton, he was in that class as well.
No shit.
Coming. Yeah. So it was like, what do we do with all these people? Like, we can't have one class with all this way too many. So we were there probably about, because we graduated boot camp, and then we had 10 days to go home. And like from where Camp Lejeune is, from my mom's house, is only about 3 hours. I went to her house for a little bit. I was going to go home to Philly to my dad's house. So I was like, nah, I'll just go to my mom's for a little bit. And when I went back, we go there. MCT doesn't start. We had like another 4 or 5 days of nothing. And I'm like, so what do we do? What do we do now? So is it like going to be boot camp all over again? Where they're going to have us days like, yep, you're going to be a working party until.
I was about to ask you if it was working parties. You answered my question.
Because they had a lot of Marines coming from West Coast, like Lopez, Burton, and all of them coming from that way over, and they were going to wait for those classes. That's why they had us wait couple days, 5 days.
I've heard that too. Part of my story was like I showed up late, so when I got there, I just stayed the weekend, and then class was starting on Monday. Where compared to other people, they were there for like a few days before, and they were just miserable. They were like, "We're just working party. It's horrible." I'm like, "Oh, I'm so glad I'm not there." But
you had a lot of people that that took leave, or some people that didn't take leave at all.
Right.
They just went straight in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
that's
are
true.
You out your mind? Why would you do that? He's like, I ain't want to go home. I don't even like my family. I'm like, even if you didn't go to your girl's family, somebody, don't go just straight check in. He's like, nah, I've been here since we left boot camp. They gave me a bus ticket right here. I've been here ever since.
Wow. Yeah.
Damn.
Well, there are people out there that were like that.
Yeah, and then you have the ones that would tell you stories how they got arrested while they were on leave because they got into domestic disputes with whoever. And
yeah, they go back and find their, that had a wife, and they thought that he was going to be gone longer than expected and come home, and next you know, he done killed somebody on leave. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, the shit that can happen when you're on leave.
We had one guy that was in our class, and like his family was like really, really rich. I mean, for him just graduating boot camp, they bought him like a brand new M3. I was like, so why are you here? For real though, like you don't need this. He's like, I just wanted to get away from the family, man. Like I don't even really like them. Like I love my family, but I don't like them. I don't like to be around it because they buy you with stuff. He's like, look at this card. He just bought me this for graduating boot camp. I said, well,
I'll take the keys.
Yeah, right.
Let me be your family, man. Let me have the card. If you don't want it, I'll be your family. Tell him to take this chocolate guy. I'll step in.
All like I was. Great job. That's it.
I'll go to New York for you.
The pat on the back.
I'll give you that pat on the back that you need. I'll take the keys to the car.
Yeah. There you go.
So you had a lot of people like that was just checking in or you had a lot of people that were changing MOSs, because we had one corporal that was in our class that was coming over from artillery from Camp Lejeune, and this dude was just straight dick to everybody. Treating us like shit. I'm like, we don't know. He's like, well, you need to stand up and you have to be the perfect Marine. I'm like, we just left, boot camp. We know certain stuff from there. Now we're at MCT, and then we're going to, MOS school. So we don't know a whole lot. And he's expecting us to know everything.
Well,
and he was treating us like that.
Well,
and Burton didn't help either, because he would just do stupid stuff daily. And they was like, what class are you? And he's like, 8 Alpha. I'm like, oh. I'm telling them that, man, because they would just find, and our platoon sergeant was a staff sergeant, and her husband was a sergeant. So, and she was crazy. She would find, and I think that she was like flirting with a lot of the junior Marines too. But she would just thrash us. Just as soon as she found out it was Burton, oh, she's coming for us.
Jarvis. Yeah.
There's a story about Burton was smoking. For some reason, he got into it with another Marine who could run faster, and then Burton thought that he could beat him while having the cigarette in his mouth.
Cigarettes hanging out of his mouth.
So tell him that story, please. I'll beat you with 2 cigarettes in my mouth. You tell us so well, 8 Alpha. Can you recap?
Yeah, this is what he did. He was out there, racing. He was like, I'm faster than you, and because as soon as we get to MCT, they make us do another PFT. Mm-hmm. Why, I don't know, but they made us do another. And he was like, well, I beat you at the PFT. I'll beat you now. And he's like, well, and the other guy was like, well, you only beat by like 4 seconds. He's like, a win is a win. He's like, well, what's up now? So he turns his cover around. He's about to take his blouse. So I'm like, what the hell is these guys about to do? He lit 2 cigarettes. He's lighting them both. And he's like this. Burton was long. He was long and lean.
He was lanky.
And they're running in front of I don't know if it was a gunnery sergeant or a first sergeant or a master sergeant. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. Like right in front of the company office. We're all standing out there waiting for direction, and he does this in front of all of that. And he's like, what company, what class are you? He's like, 8 out. God, I was like, man, we ain't gonna. Oh, she made us field day all weekend. Every day, 5 o'clock, she made us get up, and she would come check. Her and her husband, it was like a sergeant, and white glove, all of it.
Fuck.
That's hilarious. That is freaking hilarious.
Every day this dude would do something, and we would just get thrashed for it. So it was kind of rough being there at that time because of him.
Because of him. And your MOS was at that point
0121.
So what motivated you to select that MOS? Granted that we're all given an opportunity to choose 3. What were your 3, and how did you end up with legal administration 0121?
I don't know. I actually had an MOS for a cook, to be exact. I mean, for when I first enlisted, I had an MOS for a cook. They changed my MOS between MCT and before going to Camp Johnson.
Okay.
They was like, we needed more, because that's when the packs were just getting started up. They need more admin, and a lot of people were not doing it. Or they didn't want that. They wanted to be out in the field. They wanted to be grunts or people that did, most of the killing and stuff. And I'm like, nah, I wanted to cook. I don't care about all that other stuff. So he was like, if I give you, and this is where the change of the duty station from Camp Lejeune to Camp Pendleton. He's like, if I change your orders to go to Camp Pendleton, you take that MOS. And he's like, so I'll give you the weekend, and Monday morning, you let us know. You let me know what you want to do.
What was going through your head during that weekend? Like you already knew probably that Friday, right? Like nothing's gonna change.
I wanted to do it, but I'm like, I don't want to do that. But the other kid that was changing his order, he was an Asian Marine. He was like, look, please, look, I'll pay you. He's like, just take the orders. Please. He's like, I want to stay here. I want to marry her. He's like, please take the orders, please. Like this dude would come to my door every day. Like, did you decide yet? Please, come on, please. Can we just go to lunch and just talk about it? He's like, did you get a haircut yet? He's like, I can get us a ride to go get a haircut. Was that Asian Marine's name Sam Ochoa?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, shit. Okay, my bad.
Sam was already there before we got there, but this guy was dead serious. He wanted to stay. He wanted my orders. He's like, please, you already agreed to it. We agreed to do it, and I signed, and you signed. You agreed to it, so you have to take the MOS.
Well, there we go. That's how his MOS was selected then.
Wow,
So
that's a fascinating story.
That is.
So Monday morning, we went to the the sergeant major, and we let him know our decision, and that's how it was decided.
Oh, okay. MOS school. You knew you were coming to California. Going into MOS school, I know usually when I was there, they would just put a bunch of duty stations on the board, and whoever scored high got to select first, and all that stuff. Was there a lot of options to come to California, or was it part of your contract that you were going to be in California and that was it, or was it like open ended where it could still we're going to say California, but it could change at any.
The three options I had was California, Camp Lejeune, or in Virginia for the officer school. That's where I really wanted to be. I didn't care for either one of California or Camp Lejeune. But then when they, took Quantico off the table, because now I was no longer going to be a cook, it was either one of those next two. I was like, I'm not staying here for Lejeune. I'll take California.
There we go.
Good choice.
Yeah, California love. Thank you. No, that's good though. You finish MOS school. You endure some trials and tribulations thanks to our brother at arms, Jarius Burton. No. Aside from that, your health didn't affect you while you were over there at MOS school or even at MCT too much?
No.
Or no?
I had a lot of my medication had already beat me to Camp Pendleton or Camp Lejeune and MCT. So before I got there, as soon as I check in, before I even really get checked in to start for those different courses, they came and told me, it was like, we have medication for you. You need to come and see medical. We have something for you. I was like, for me, I was like, I just got here. You can't possibly have something. He's like, is your last 4? I was like, yes. He's like, we have something for you. Come see us at medical. When you drop whenever you find your room number or wherever they putting you at, come over to medical. And that was just like when I went to, combat engineer school, a lot of times, a lot of people didn't know my last 4 is and the MOS for combat engineer.
Yeah.
That's going to be a little bit foretelling later on in the story.
Yeah.
All right.
You finish, you get to your duty station. Your duty station was where?
62 area, Camp Pendleton.
That's right. It had to be. All right.
It was weird because I actually, when I got there, my orders actually did say go to 1-5. So I checked into 1-5. And then they's like, no. We're going to keep, we'll keep this one and keep that one. And you're going to go down here. And I was like, so where's down here? He's like, oh, it's called IPAC right down the street. I'm like, he's like, no worry. We'll have one of the company sergeants. She's going to take you down there. Don't worry. Just don't unpack anything. Don't take anything off. Stand right here. A Marine, stand by. I don't even know the sergeant's name. He's like, he's going to come by. He's going to grab his truck. He's going to take you guys down to IPAC. You'll be good to go.
So he took you and Lopez or no?
Lopez was already there. He checked in early.
Okay. So
it was me. It was me and Burton.
You and Burton.
That's how we became roommates.
I remember.
Because we checked in together that day.
So this is where your story comes in. No, I'm kidding. No. That's so cool.
I'm gonna choke. Sorry.
So when did you check into 62 area pack? And just this is where our connection is all here. Like the pack. So
yeah.
I'm just thankful, and it's just great to be here. Just to see you, see Kevin, Eric, of course. And we're still doing this, and it's just great to hear this. This is your story. So.
I was excited, but I went from looking at this big building at 1-5 over here, and then go down here to the slum lords. I'm like, hold on, this can't be it.
It's like, hey, we worked hard on it.
It's a crack house.
The sergeant was like, get your stuff, get out of my truck. This is where you stay. You're done here. So I took you as far as I can go. Just go inside and tell them and give them your orders. They should know you're coming. Have a good day. Don't come back to 1-5.
Especially you, Burton.
Yeah, he probably looked at him like, I don't even. That one's going to be special.
And the 2 cigarettes in his mouth. He checked
I'm telling you. And not only did we check in that day, he got caught smoking by what was the master sergeant that we had?
Frias?
Frias, he got caught by
With
him
his hands.
smoking like while we was outside.
With his hands in his pocket, probably. Yeah.
He had his hands in his pocket and he was smoking a cigarette and he had his cover like off outside. He's like, hey, come here. Come here. And I was like, me? He's like, no, that one. I couldn't really see him because he's kind of short. So I'm like, where's the voice? I can hear it, but I can't see him yet. And then he like put his face to the glass. I was like, oh, there he is. It scared shit out of me because I was not expecting for us to get yelled at first thing when we first get there. And I'm trying to gather all my little stuff out of this truck. I'm trying to pile it up. And I'm like, so which door do we go into? The other end where you have not order side, but the other side.
New joints.
Q&A inside. I'm like, well, do we go on that side or do we go on the other side? I see most people coming in on the other side. So I'm like, well, we should just walk down there. That's where a lot of people are going down that end. So we should walk down there. And then this dude whips out a cigarette. He's like, well, I'm going to smoke a cigarette real quick. So I don't care what you got going on, but I'm going to smoke a cigarette. And that's how he got caught.
That's funny.
I'm like, damn, man, I said, you just a curse, man. You are just a straight curse. Everywhere we go, we're getting yelled at because of you.
What? I'm sorry.
That's how I felt, man.
Yeah.
I think God was punishing me right there.
Yeah. I just remember Jarius, dude. Like, yeah, dude. Like everything you're saying, it's like it's hitting home.
He every day he did something that would just make you really think like this dude could not have passed boot camp. Like they just got rid of him. They had to let him go. Somebody paid somebody to let him, finish that. They weren't going to read. They weren't getting rid of him. They was like, he got to go through. I want to see this one go through and see how far he goes. Somebody paid for that.
Well,
because some of the stuff he was doing, you can't really make that up. You can't.
No, you can't.
I guarantee you, if we talk to Jarius, Mr. Burton, he'll be like, "Oh no, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. I was just going along with the flow." No, but yeah, I vaguely remember when he checked in specifically because Master Sergeant Frias he yelled, and he would yell. He was a little grumpy at times, but for the most part, he yelled. He got upset. Mm-hmm. And I remember he made it known. But that was probably it. That was probably the most, don't smoke near my office. That's me. That's as much as.
And we're right outside his office. And
yeah.
He got no cover on and he's smoking a cigarette. I'm like.
Yeah, he had a thing, don't smoke outside of my office.
What are you doing, man? Come on. I was like, you can wait for that. He's like, nah, I ain't had a cigarette. Like, because when we flew into to LAX.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, we was. I don't know how we spotted went to San Diego, but we flew into LAX, so we had to get we went to USO, and they got us a ride from USO. From there, they had a liaison, somebody from Pendleton, to come up there and pick us up in a van, and take us from the van to main side of Camp Pendleton. Then we spent the night over there after checking in there. And then they was like, well, there's another group of somebody from 62 area is coming down in a van to pick you guys up and take you to 15. And then they came and picked us up, took us to 15. And then we go there and they was like, we're going to keep this one, those two, send them away.
Like, especially that one is pointing at Burton. Especially that one.
I'm like, no, we've been in our Gumby suits all night, all day. This joint's getting tight. I'm getting, you got the shirt stays and it's wrapped around my thigh. I'm like, come on, man. I just want to take this off. Please. Fine. I'm thinking we're going to check into 15 and everything is going to be perfect. You're going to be like, hey, put your camis on. Let's go from there. No, we have to go from here. We're going to go down here. It was just a bunch of stuff. It was just a lot of stuff in one day for one person.
Oh, my God.
And this dude just wasn't helping any. No. He's just making mistake after mistake. And I'm like, he's like, you're just going to pay for his mistakes today. I'm like, I have to. I have no other choice. He's like stuck to my hip. It's like Lilo and Stitch.
So after being basically rejected from 15, being sent over to our beloved 62 area PAC, where you were assigned somewhere. Where were you assigned to?
At first, I didn't know we were going to go to orders or we were going to personnel. But then Snedeker just stuck his head out that little window in personnel. He's like, nope, those are ours. Get away from them, orders. Bye. Get away. Send him over here. Open the door. Let him in, Lopez. And Lopez is like, yeah, that's Ram. Yeah. Oh, shit, and that's Bert. That's the one I was telling you guys about.
I got excited when I saw Ramsey there. I'm like, oh shit. That was. Yeah. I mean, Burton. Yeah, it is what it is. But
Okay, Burton.
you know, I was happy to see him too. But Ramsey, I'm like, because we already had spent some time up in PA school, so we already had a little history. And when you're in a situation like that, you're kind of still terrified. You just want to run and hug whoever you see, you know. So I was happy when I saw Ramsey. You know?
It's an awesome feeling when you get to see somebody from boot camp, from MCT, or from PA school, or from MLS school in general. It's a great feeling.
It was just like, that was a one familiar face. Lopez is what we knew. So I was like, you know what? At least I knew him. I'll be okay. I was like, you got a roommate? Can I be your roommate? That's what I asked. He's like, no. I got a roommate already. I think he would have been roommates with Burton. I was like, please don't say that to me. He's like, I think so. I really do. And Lopez is like, I'm sorry, man, but I really think that's going to be your roommate.
Yeah, because I was in a dirty room, and they're like, oh, your roommate is Lonnie Hoffa. I remember that. It looked like someone was moving out and just never cleaned up. But anyhow, that's a different story. Yeah.
Say that one for another day.
Snedeker was like, he told Johnny D, he's like, yeah, go see if we, who was the platoon sergeant for Pac? What was his name? I can't think of his name.
Reddick?
He's a big
Crockett.
Oh, Crockett.
Was it Mike Crockett? Michael Crockett?
No. What was the platoon sergeant? He used to work in QA.
Reddick, right?
Reddick. Oh, yeah. Staff Sergeant Reddick. Yeah.
Diggy dong.
Diggy dang dong. Yeah,
you're
that's right.
Reddick. Yeah, Sergeant Reddick. You're right.
I don't even know how the fuck I remember, but okay. Yay.
Red Dick. Yeah.
Yeah. He got us a room, and he's like, you two are gonna be roommates, and I'm like,
fuck.
I was like, you got to be playing with me, man. Like, this is somebody is really punishing me right now. I'm praying to God. I went to the head. I was praying like on the porcelain God. I was like, please don't. You got to get me out of this situation. I'll do anything. I mean, I seriously was like, I cannot be around this dude no more. I was on a plane with him. I mean, I was at LAX. I took a van ride from LAX to Pendleton, from Northside to 62. Now I got to come down. I mean, it was just too much. I just did not want to see him. He's like, yo, you want to go eat? I'm like, I don't want to be around you right now, man. To tell the truth, I don't want to see you. I've seen enough of you. I've seen your nuts. Your feet stink. I don't want to see you right now. I was pissed. And then as we were walking down the hall, the master sergeant, he stopped and he's like, hey, who you guys with? And I was like, personnel. And Burton says, United States Marine Corps, sir. He looked at me like, you got to be fucking shitting me.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, hold on, are you fucking shitting me? He asked him, I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm like looking at Matt Sean like this. I'm like in my head, like, this is the shit I'm dealing with. Oh, he was asking us what section of the building we're with, and this dude said United States Marine Corps, sir. Like, this is the stuff I was dealing with on a daily. You cannot make this up, man. I said, you got to.
We could dedicate a whole episode to fucking Burton.
No, we got more. We got more.
I bet we do.
More. Let's go on.
Oh my God.
I got a story that's going to really make you think twice. This is like after you guys get left. You'd already been gone, and so we'll get there.
We talked about that on Monday.
So you're there. You're at our pack, and basically, what? Okay. Aside from these good memories, other memories, what struggles? What are some struggles you're going through? What are some good things you're going through your head during that moment? Like when you're serving with the pack, and how long were you with the pack?
Even before that. Okay, so you were with us over in personnel. What did they have you do?
Yeah. Okay, let's do that.
At first, we were doing audits, just checking when we checking in new joints, do the audits.
Okay.
New joints, and then I can't forget the kid's name, but like that same weekend, there's one kid that was with us. He was on the computer. He put all the stuff on the diaries, but they had me shadow him for a day. But because he popped on a piss test, he went to the brig, and then that's when I moved over to that side.
That's all right.
And we had Smith over there too, because we knew Snedeker was leaving, and now Johnny D was in charge. Then you guys were next, and then you had Corporal Smith, or Lance Corporal Smith. Then he became Corporal Smith. you had us, the diary people, and it was just myself and Burton tried it, but he messed somebody's pay up so bad. They was like, Johnny D is like, stay the fuck away from the computer. Don't ever touch a computer in here. Don't ever even look like you want to touch a computer in here.
Here we go.
Are you sure that wasn't me? Because I fucked some shit up too.
Maybe, but I remember when Burton was like, I was good at stuff, and I'm like, he wasn't. I promise you he wasn't. I wasn't either, but I know he wasn't.
You know, technology was still new. I remember when they gave us a laptop and we would be out in the field, and I'll be like, what do you want us to do with this? Like, how do we use this? So open up Word and Excel and learn how to put all these things in there. I'm like, well, what are these things? We learned basic things in school. So a lot of it was learning on the go. It was new to me, so it was new to, I think, pretty much new to a lot of us. And for, sorry, go ahead.
A lot of that stuff with the TTCs that you had to put in for the diaries and stuff like that, Johnny D and Smith, they had a cheat sheet. They had a piece of paper. I don't even know where the hell they got it from. They made it from somewhere, and they was like, you're going to learn this. You're going to study this. Everything on this paper, when you check a new joint, if none of this stuff ain't on that paper or for that new joint, you're done. We're going to thrash you till you die. So that's what when they gave us like those little books, the little green monsters, put all our information in. I made a copy of that thing and I made it smaller so I can put in one of the pages. When you open up the book, it was right there. So every time I would start a diary, I would just make sure, I would do all those TTCs. I would just go through, and that's how I learned. I would make sure if I didn't do anything, just those things, but then Chief Warden Officer Kibbers, for certain people that were married or had kids and stuff, some of those TTCs didn't correlate with those people because they had extra stuff that you had to do. And that's when he gave me like 2 books that went along with those TTCs. I'm like, so what is this? He's like, found it in this book. And then continue. I'm like, so wait, what? So these TTCs, though, he's like, no, that don't matter to those people. They got kids. They were married at this point. So he rates this and this from boot camp. And then it stops when he leaves the day before he leaves boot camps. And then it picks up the day before or the day he checks into MCT from that point until the day before he leaves MCT, the day he gets to MOS school, or the day after he checks into MOS school, and the day before he leaves MOS school, and then the day he checks into our unit. I'm like, man, I don't know what that even means. So at that point, I was kind of scared of the computer because that was just too much information that was overloaded to me at one point.
Right.
I had just fucked some shit up. That's why they were handing it to you, because they gave up on me. That's real, man.
You destroyed somebody's pay. You paid them like in excess of like $80,000. They was like,
I entered the wrong social on like 2 people. That's what it was. And you couldn't change the social. You can't go back and change it.
Nope, you had to delete everything, and that would have. Yep. And you only had 3 days to get them in the system, and I think that was like the 3rd day, and to take him out to get him back in. That's when we had those CGRPs. Oh, they ripped us on that.
That's when Johnny D got onto me, and then I became his target for a while. Johnny D was hazing me, showing up, knocking on my door, opening. What am I doing?
So I mean,
Johnny D, where you at now?
I know. Where is Johnny D?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I like the computer stuff, but some of that stuff, like at that point, it was a little bit much for my brain to comprehend all of those different things and how, if somebody had kids prior to going to boot camp, did they have, full custody of that child or whatever the case may be? Did they pay child, whatever the case? There's a lot of stuff that went into that before coming in, or, did they rate, or if some of those guys had a bonus, was that bonus ran and different things? I'm like, wait, what are we talking about here? I'm just doing new joints. He's like, that's a part of the new joints. Like, but it wasn't on that TTC. So I'm like, that cheat sheet. I'm like, but that's not what it was told to me. He's like, well, they screwed you because you need to look for more. So at that point, now I had to build my own sheet because there's more stuff that needed to be added. Like every other 3rd day, I'm adding new stuff to the sheet.
Right.
But by the time you guys had already left, I had already gotten good at it. Now I was like, at that point.
You're the unit diary master.
Running the show. Yeah.
I worked in QA and I had all of the diaries, everything.
So it worked itself out. I mean, it was a trial by fire for you.
But it hurt. It hurt bad.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when people's pays are getting screwed up. And
Yeah, and this one time we had a staff NCO that was living in base housing, but he was still getting BH for 6 years.
That's crazy.
I'm like, and you knew you were getting this money, and once we caught it and we sent, did a liquidation to go to dispersing, and he was like, well, his first sergeant came over there and they were, yelling and stuff. I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do. He is a staff NCO. He knew he was getting that money, and he'd already bought. I mean, he had a special edition Daryl Earnhardt Monte Carlo SS. I mean, he had some Corvette that was. I mean, he had a lot of stuff. I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I just found the mistake, and then I submitted it. And Chief Warrant Officer Kelly, had to call his commanding officer to come over to explain it to him. But I just broke it down for what I found, what I saw, and what I had to submit for the dispersion for that liquidation. I was like, so this dude ain't getting out no time soon, because they're gonna have to get their money.
wow.
We'll edit this out just in case it goes out there and he tries to say, this is a guy that ruined my knob.
No, he probably saw you in the chow hall and just fucking dog you or something, no?
I'm telling you, he probably still working there.
He's
Years he was
That's
getting
crazy.
BH, and that BH was like $3,300 a month.
Yeah.
We won't say their name.
I mean, whenever we should go on those hikes, man, he would just talking to you like, "Hey, Marines, falling in love." I'm like, anybody smell that, man? Somebody been drinking. Anybody smell that? Like, damn, somebody is lit right now. And then one time, like whenever we went to Office Depot to make those little stamps with his signature, I look in his desk and he had a couple different bottles. I was like, whoa. So that's what it is.
That's what it is. Please like and subscribe to our podcast. Find us on Instagram at Chat62Podcast. Email us at chat62podcast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.
Brothers and sisters at arms, are you struggling with your mental health? You are not alone. There is help available. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is there for you. Call or text 988 to connect with a trained crisis counselor 24/7. Do not hesitate to reach out for support. You are strong. You are loved. Semper Fi.
United States Marine Corps, sir.